Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster. Get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
He was just openly, transparently refusing to commit to a transition, peaceful transition, unless he gets to dictate how our electoral process works.
Donald Trump said 3 different times that he's not going to accept the results of the election before he said it at the press conference.
He and the White House and the Republicans are doing behind the scenes. They're obviously, in terms of their interviews with potential Supreme Court nominees, they're going to 100% have a litmus test on, will you rule that the election is in my favor, whatever it takes.
He said, get rid of the ballots. He said, get rid of the ballots. Well, what is that? That means I want to be dictator and I don't want to count the votes.
Oh my God, you guys. You won't believe it. Donald Trump, our president, was just asked if he would leave office if he loses, and he would not commit to it. This is so friggin' scary. We might as well just say goodbye to our democracy, throw our hands up in the air, maybe run around with our hair on fire.
He's telegraphing it, as someone pointed out, like a Bond villain.
Now, if something like my very half-hearted imitation there is still your reaction to the latest Trump quip, after, I don't know, 5+ years of this, then you really need to seek professional help.
Oh no, I'm the president. I'm the president. I'm not going to accept it.
This idea now that's being expressed more and more vociferously in Democratic circles and in the media and activist spheres and so forth, that Trump is just not going to relinquish power. He is going to undertake some very ambitiously fascistic strategy to make it so that the election result is delegitimized if he loses. It seems to now almost have become conventional wisdom. There was, of course, a big piece in The Atlantic today, which is the mouthpiece for that kind of commentariat sensibility. I don't even recommend reading it.
I really recommend that everyone who's watching this take a look at a piece written in The Atlantic.
The author, Bart Gelman, likens this threat of Trump not surrendering power to warnings that were sounded in 2001 about Al-Qaeda plotting to launch an attack in the US.
There is at least a third of this country that goes, I just don't care about facts. All I care about is my emotions.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats and Biden potentially challenge certain things related to the vote tabulation or to what ballots are counted as valid and which are discarded, etc.
You don't see Joe Biden going around going, oh, you got to get rid of the ballots.
I do believe that there will be foreign interference in the 2020 election and that Russia will be at the front of the line.
This certitude that Trump is just going to cling to power seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy for a lot of people, in that they have this sick emotional need to project the most frightening possible outcome.
He's telling you over and over what he's going to do because that's what he's going to do, you schmuck.
The legitimacy of the election is not recognized. The country descends into civil war.
Who will stop him? And I think that's a really important question.
A lot of this is simply their own paranoia, their own angst, their own neuroticism being transposed onto the rest of us because they can't get their emotional or psychological house in order. Therefore, we all need to play along with this fantasy that they've indulged in.
Look, we know ahead of time the Republicans are sending 50,000 people to the voting areas in their mind to intimidate voters. What's wrong with Democrats? Why don't they hire 100,000 people to go to the voting areas as well?
Theories along these lines are now the center left, and I guess left media, because these doom and gloom predictions confer to them. I think standing between total collapse and the implementation of a fascistic state is tweeting in all caps and
emojis, badges, emojis of me.
Anyway, that's what we're going to be dealing with for now the next 6 weeks, and it's going to be increasing in ferocity.
Look, if you guys aren't going to remove him, we will.
I'll try to stick around here to do what I can to guide you.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you later. Stay safe, stay cool, blah, 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 blah.